How do I look out there? Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Check out my new tank top. Pretty excited about that. Okay. It's been a long day here. So I need to smoke a cigar. It's gonna wait until after this is over. I have these leftover ones just sitting here. I can't wait anymore. So hang tight. Dreadlocks, you're on live. You're on live. Welcome, everyone. Hang on a sec. Oh, jeez. Flames just went all over my new tank top. I feel like this is rude making you guys wait, but I gotta do what I gotta do. There we go. Okay. Christopher Rollins. Hello. Cammy just left to go get me a mocha from Starbucks. So she'll be back in a little bit. The Scott finally got on a live show. Welcome, Scott. How's you guys' Sunday doing so far? We'll wait for a few people to join us since I think I actually started on time, didn't I? And hey, Wet. No Grubhub. Oh, yeah. I don't, man, that delivery food thing is so, I feel like there's so many fees. But you guys want to see my new tank top? Here, I'll show it to you. I'm going to back up here. Look at that thing. And it's the back. All right, you guys get the idea. I'm pretty excited about it, though. Yeah, I'm not paying $40 for a cup of coffee. I feel like paying $5 is a lot, but I get the large, and Kimmy and I share it, so then it only ends up being $2.50, kind of, which is still a lot of money for coffee, in my opinion, but it's all relative. Christopher said it's about to start raining in eastern middle Tennessee. I think it's been raining here too. All right. Well, welcome everyone. We are reading through this book that I wrote a while ago. And it all started because I made an audiobook, and well, you want to hear the real reason? There's this YouTube singer that I like named Naka Bear, and he did these things that he called Sunday services. So I actually stole that name, although I like it, where he was just performing his songs live. And I think that was a little bit more conducive to the environment because live music is a lot more fun, in my opinion, than listening to a book. But anyhow, I had just released the audiobook, and the audiobook was like $25. It's raining everywhere, it looks like. And I thought, well, it'd be fun to interact with people around the book the same way I saw this guy do. So that's why I started to do these Sunday services as a way for people who, one, can't afford the book on audiobook and just want to hear it. Two, people that maybe have read the book or want to interact with it in a different way. Sunny in Maine. We were looking into going to Maine today, and Cam and I joked about what if we went up to Katahdin. which is not something that I'm actually interested in. Well, that'd be a lie. 10% interested in it. So we've been going through the book, and we've been through 7 chapters. Now we're on chapter 8, which is called Clearing Our Heads. Cammy will be back later, and we will have some music. And type in that, like, you can type in comments or questions. Oh, okay. Dreadlocks is asking, what was his name? Naka Bear. It's Nako Bear, Nahko Bear. 2 words. And that's been probably my favorite musical find of what are we in? 2021? 2020 or 2021, actually. Really dig his music. All right. I'm going to start reading this and we'll see where we go. But in the meantime, type in the comments if you guys want to talk about anything fun today or interesting that's besides the chapter, because I'm here for the next hour waiting for Cammy, waiting for my mocha with nothing going on except for hanging out with you guys. And smoking a cigar. Okay. I start off each chapter with a quote. This quote is by someone named Amanda Palmer. Who, man? Okay. Well, I'm going to read this quote and then I'm going to brag about her for a little bit. When you accept somebody's offer for help, whether it's in the form of food, crash space, money, or love, you have to trust the help offered. You can't accept things halfway and walk through the door with your guard up. When you openly, radically trust people, they not only take care of you, they become your allies, your family. And that's from a book called The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer. I have not read this book. I bought this book for Dove, and I have the feeling the book is not as good as. Whoa. Wit says this is your favorite quote. Tell me why this is your favorite quote. That's really fascinating. Amanda Palmer has an incredible TED Talk, which all these things are listed in the back of the book, like the notes of where I pulled this stuff from. But Amanda, if you type in TED Talk, Amanda Palmer, maybe something about asking, it really changed my perspective. Well, I don't know. I love it. Let me just say that. As an artist, it's hard to find ways to support your money, support your art with money. And she has just a different way of looking at it, where she lets her fans kind of help her. Watch this TED Talk if you're looking for something, a good 15 minutes to spend your time, in my opinion. Okay, I think I'm going to have to set the cigar down, unfortunately. Let us begin. Okay, Wit is saying why she likes this quote. Yeah, okay. The only way you can ask for help is to be open to it. All right, let us begin. The AT goes right through the center of the town of Hot Springs, North Carolina. As we entered the town, our first sight was the Hikers Ridge Ministry Center. It had a sign on the sidewalk that said, "Welcome home, hikers." The house was 10 feet off the main street and right off the trail. And as soon as we stepped inside, a middle-aged woman who was volunteering there eagerly gave our kids all kinds of junk food, including juice boxes, moon pies, and cookies. For a moment, we hesitated, wondering whether we should eat all this unhealthy free food. It seemed like we should create limitations of some sort, but the hesitation didn't last long. The opportunity for foods we couldn't access on the trail, along with someone waiting on us hand and foot, was too tempting to resist. Some places on the trail see hikers as a nuisance. Their smell and wild appearance can be a turnoff for many. It's not uncommon to see signs that say, "Hikers allowed, keep packs outside." At some hotels, we had assigned special forms for hikers, promising They would keep our boots outside or be careful with mud and leaves. These places, combined with the nuisance we felt like we were online, made us feel unwelcome. But this place was different. Not only did it allow hikers, but it was built for us. Here, we felt like we were being honored. We were seen and appreciated for what we were doing. After about 30 minutes there, we crossed over a small bridge and went to a tavern for our second meal. There were hikers seated everywhere. Once we sat down, we were greeted by Buckeye, the hiker who had spent the night in the men's restroom and loaned us his phone. We exchanged updates about Gatlinburg, and he said his wife had been asking about us because she had seen our YouTube videos. The waitress said she'd heard of us, and everyone gave us a nod or a wave. It felt like the stories from the Smokies had spread, with fording the blizzard, spending the night in the bathroom, the false rumors, and deflecting CPS. Overnight, we had become legends on the trail. Sorry, just catching up on the comments. After we ate appetizers, we headed across the street to a backpacker gear shop. This was one of only 4 businesses open in the entire town, and the whole place was set up for hikers. In the shop, we weighed our packs for the first time. In hiker world, the weight of your pack is a big deal, with packs ranging from 60 pounds for military and ex-Boy Scouts to 8 pounds for the ultralight folks. So we are all eager to see how much we've been carrying all this way. Cammie's pack had in it clothes for me, her, and Rainier, our sleeping gear, including 2 sleeping pads and a down quilt, and diapers. Man, diapers are not light, by the way. It weighed 33 pounds. This wasn't bad, considering it was 3 people's stuff. Wit, is your name Wit or Rachel? Asks, how did you handle becoming legends so quickly? I mean, it was really fun. Like, hikers, like everyone was really polite about it. So it just felt like we had a little bit of an advantage, like in a way, like when we walked in this place, people were just like, hey, like who doesn't want people to say hi to you in a way? So there weren't really any negatives from the hikers community that we were aware of. At least online was a different story, as you guys know, from the whole CPS thing. Okay, Rachel, not Whittington. Got it. So yeah, it was a little weird for the kids sometimes, honestly, being legends or famous or trail famous, whatever you want to call it, because people would come up to them and like they kind of treat it a bit like a joke sometimes. Like I felt kind of bad because people would come up and say like, "Oh, you're the Crawfords," and then they'd leave, and the kids would be like, "Oh, you're the Crawfords," because it like happened so much. And I think people like there was a few times where people are like, "Oh, can we get our picture taken?" And they don't realize like we have a lot going on, and it's like really hard sometimes to drop everything and take a picture. But a lot of times we really didn't mind, but a few times it's kind of weird. Like, yeah. Okay. Dove's pack weighed 27 pounds and included her clothes, sleeping bag, all our tent poles and stakes, all our dinners, and fuel. So very simply, well, I don't know. It was easy for me how this stuff was organized because Dove carried all the dinners and she carried all the cooking supplies for dinner. And then she carried the tent poles and stakes, which is like these metal things. Eden's pack carried the cooking pot and stove, clothes, her sleeping bag, and all the lunch supplies, and also weighed in at 27 pounds. But she was quick to point out that it was normally heavier because we had just come off the trail and had eaten all of her lunch supplies. Seven's pack weighed 28 pounds and held the computer, camera equipment, and both tents, which was the drone too, by the way. So this laptop that I'm filming on, 7 carried the entire hike, which seems kind of ridiculous because I'd never heard of that being done before, but it's how we did all of our editing. Memory's pack weighed 17 pounds and held the drone, all breakfast. I'm getting all this confused. Memory carried the drone. It held the drone, all breakfast and snack supplies, and clothes. Our 7-year-old Filia's pack weighed 12 pounds and had her sleeping bag, clothes, and trash, including dirty diapers wrapped in garbage bags. For some reason, people accused us of, or just said oh, Cammy's back with my mocha. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to concentrate until she gets here. People said oh, I'm sure they're just throwing the diapers away because who could carry those? Well, when you have 8 people, that was Flia's only thing she really carried, besides her clothes, which were not heavy, and her sleeping bag. Hey there. Ooh, thank you. Pause. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Did you drink any?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so good. Can you read for a little bit?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I need to drink this.
Good.
Oh, the Scott says, almost met your kids when you did the 24-hour run, but the Jeep broke down. I remember when you were Instagram messaging me saying that you were going to meet me. Okay, I'm right here.
Right there. Okay, finally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll move this back so people can see my tank top.
It's a reading relay race here. Not a race, but whatever.
Oh, this is
okay. Hello, everyone. Okay. Finally, we weighed the child carrier with Rainier in his pack, and it came in the heaviest at 44 pounds. Now we could see why Cammie has struggled the first week and why I've been lagging ever since I took over carrying Rainier. Our other packs got lighter as we ditched gear and got more efficient, but Rainier's pack only got heavier day after day as Rainier grew. Rainier's pack had also begun taking on a different kind of weight. We'd started appeasing him by giving him sticks to carry so that he could be like everyone else, carrying trekking poles. Each time he got into his pack, he'd go scout for his sticks first. It was often a negotiation limiting him to 2 sticks, but once he had them picked out, he'd happily climb into his perch. It was common to hear people starting the trail with heavier packs. In our years of backpacking, we had seen people carrying lawn chairs strapped to the outside of their packs, which now that is pretty crazy, but at the same time, I get it. Canned food, that I don't get, which is a big no-no because of all the water weight. And we'd even backpacked with a friend who was planning on bringing 4 books and 2 journals with him before we told him it was a terrible idea.
What's up, Sean? That's Sean that did that.
Yeah, I know. Wait, is he here?
No.
Oh, okay. In case he sees this. Simply put, the people with the heaviest packs and the most superfluous equipment were the ones who probably wouldn't make it very far. They couldn't let go of their attachments and surrender to the trail. They say that on the trail, you carry your fears. In the end, those attachments and fears drag people down. After weighing our packs, we sauntered over to an ice cream place and enjoyed multiple scoops of ice cream and coffee. Sitting there stuffed, we laughed about the fact that we'd hit up every place in the entire town in a few hours and had no idea how much money we'd spent. The town is called Hot Springs for an obvious reason. That afternoon, Cammie and I took our parenting hats off for a bit and went alone to the hot springs, which are essentially private hot tubs. We spent an hour there naked together, feeling human again. It was a total luxury and exactly what we needed. When we returned to the tavern for dinner that night, someone had anonymously paid $25 off our bill. Once again, we felt so supported. On Reddit, we were villains, but in the town of Hot Springs, we were rock stars. Everyone in town saw us as serious hikers and respected us for it. Okay, this next section is a clip or a page from Seven's journal, who was 13 at the time. In addition, and this isn't the journal part, just a second. In addition, this is me explaining it.
That's the caption.
Oh, okay. This is the caption.
Which is me explaining it.
Right. In addition to hiking and setting up camp, 7 maintained the responsibility of editing vlog episodes 5 days a week, which was not an easy chore on a laptop in a tent with limited battery life. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like. He has pretty neat handwriting. Okay. March 25th, 2018, 7, day 25, mile 13. Today we woke up at 8:30 a.m., ate granola for breakfast, and got out at 9 to 10 a.m. I dried off all my socks and they were nice and warm, but through all that slush, they got utterly soaked. So that was frustrating. But 5 miles in, it was 12:45 p.m. and we hit a shelter and ate tuna, wheat thins, cheese, and awesome moon pies for lunch and hiked the whole time. The snow and slush slowly went away as we got further down the trail, and we talked a lot and hit a sign at 5:30 p.m. that was our destination. So we hiked down there and Dove started dinner, and there was lots of room for us because nice people reserved a spot for us and camped outside. So we ate dinner and I edited a whole vlog using 17% battery exclamation point. Yeah, exclamation point.
It's the little thing.
It's pretty great. I can read this section if you want. And then
Oh.
I don't know.
So this is where we have our special musical guest.
Oh.
So yeah, why don't you read to there?
Mm-hmm. All right. Stats and a trail name. At this point on the trail, we hit a few important highlights. On day 30, we celebrated 300 miles, which felt like a huge accomplishment. Even so, we weren't as elated as we could have been. It meant that we'd average 10 miles a day, which was well below our required average. We've been trying for weeks to increase our daily mileage, and it just didn't seem to be improving no matter what tweaks we made to our gear or our schedule. We heard some news in Hot Springs that consoled us, though. According to the gear shop owner, this was the worst March anyone could remember on the trail, and this year had the highest rate of hiker drop off in history, which was impossible to prove but encouraging nonetheless. We took this to mean we should celebrate making it this far, and we hoped it would only get better. That same day, we also celebrated our top mileage day so far, 17.3 miles, which we accomplished in rain and hail. And the biggest highlight was that we now had our trail name, the family. As I mentioned earlier, it's AT tradition to be given your trail name by other hikers. We didn't initially like this tradition because people often come up with incredibly strange trail names, and we didn't want to be stuck with something weird. One guy was called Loner Boner. Another was No Name. I remember him. Loner Boner. You could literally be named after the ramen you burned the night before. We value our kids' names tremendously. Cammie and I had waited weeks and even months to name some of our kids after they were born, searching for meaning in a name that felt right. We didn't want to change those names just because someone burned some ramen. We also didn't want the trail to feel like an escape from reality. We wanted it to be an extension of how we approach life, keeping our identity true throughout. But as much as we avoided trail names, the majority of people who came up to us on the trail recognized us and asked, "Are you the family?" Finally, we accepted that the family would be a good trail name for us. It was totally accurate after all. It reflected why we were doing the AT, and it was only one name to remember, not 8, which would have been a pain. The name was confirmed as we continued. At one point, almost 3 months in, a group of guys came up and said they had been chasing us for months. They said they viewed different parts of the trail like levels in a video game. Mount Katahdin was the final boss, and they said that finding the family was the ultimate side quest. We laughed about this for days after. We were someone's ultimate side quest. For those hikers, the family had become a mascot, a motivator, and even one of the highlights of their trip. This sweet, supportive attention and trail fame stood in stark contrast to our online infamy and helped with perspective and motivation, something we were in constant need of as our miles continued to increase. If we could stay focused on the people in real life instead of everyone who had an opinion in the rest of the world, maybe we'd be fine. We're going to take a pause from reading for our special music guests.
Running water. Thanks for that mocha, by the way. It's delicious. Man, the smoke is blowing right in my face. Smoke is so bad for you.
Play right here.
Running water says just missed the family twice.
Oh.
Jim and Molly Denton's shelter. A log said they were trying to catch the degenerates. Dude, that was a story of our life. Yeah. And then again, northern Massachusetts on a second section hike. It's so weird when I hear stories like this because there's so many people. Like when we do trail magic, no matter when you show up, there's always 30 people that went the day before. And they always become people that are like, we almost got trail magic. But like no matter when you come, the trail is just a stream of people that you just kind of like step into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird now that we become like somewhat like people know our name, iconic in a way. But it happens all the time, those type of near misses. And it like blows my mind. It still blows my mind that people think that we like faked this. I mean,
can I talk in this?
Yeah, I think everyone can hear you.
Those are people I think who have never done the trail because this is a really hard thing to fake.
Well, it's like there's literally thousands of witnesses. I have video and photographic proof and meticulous records. I know like every single place we stayed every single night and can validate most of those places with witnesses. If I even like, it's just so weird, you know. That's probably like a defensive way of thinking, but I'm like, we still get accused of this every once in a while. People being like, we faked the whole thing. Faking the whole thing seems so damn difficult. And like, for what? Like, I still don't even.
It's not like we got a whole lot of fame and glory from doing the trail to begin with.
We wrote a book that so far we're still $20,000 in the hole in. Okay. Yeah, I don't get how we could have faked it either. Okay, here we go. I am proud to introduce to you guys our special musical guest for the night. Okay, this is like Rainier's here, and he's been here like all the time. And he always has one more thing to say.
Don't take your shoes off.
This is him interrupting.
Don't take your shoes off. Hey.
Okay, sure. Come say hi.
Okay, so come say hi and then go back to Hominy because she's calling you. Okay.
Hi. So here's what I want to say. It is not half an hour.
Okay.
It is an hour and a half an hour.
Yes. Okay. All right. Go back to Hominy now. Okay.
All right. And here is our special musical guest.
All right. Hey.
Cammie Crawford.
Woo. Hey, everyone.
Oh, I'm going to say, we're experiencing a little. Can you play a thing? Can people hear this fine? We're experiencing some technical difficulties with sound for some reason. So bear with us. Let us know if it's insufferable. Otherwise.
Can y'all hear that? Are they saying yes?
Well, everyone's saying yay, wow, yeah, hi, Cammie, yes, yes, yay, her fine sound is good.
Okay, good. All right. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you, and everything you do. They were all yellow, came along, I wrote a song for you, and all the things you do. It was called yellow. Then I took my turn for what a thing you had done. It was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin alone turned into something beautiful. You know I love
I got a trivia question. When did that song come out? You can't look it up. What year? Does anyone? Oh, people are clapping, Cammie.
Thank you.
Nancy Mom Fam says clapping, beautiful, sunflower emoji, butterfly emoji.
Nice. Ooh, butterfly emoji.
Anyone know when that song came out? Christopher says around 99. How old do you think that song is?
Hold on, I need to.
Cam, you want to guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
Carrie's clapping emoji, you from the internet land.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna say. For some reason, I'm just thinking 2004.
That is 4 years off.
So that other person was right.
Close. 2000. That song is 21 years old.
Dang.
That means if you know that song, you're old.
Mm-hmm.
That's like basically classic rock at this point.
That means Coldplay is old.
Can you believe that? I feel like it's a new song compared to the Pink Floyd I usually listen to. I guess it is.
Yeah, if you want to compare it to what came out in the 1970s.
Rachel says, I feel old now. Geez, tell me about it.
Well, you're in good company.
All right, old people unite for the next song.
Speaking of old. It's not time to make a change. Just relax and take it easy. You're still young. That's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. Take your time, think it out. I think of everything you've done for you. You'll still be here tomorrow, girl. You'll do it. How can I try to explain when I do? He turns away. Sorry, my hand gets stuck here. Away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change. Just sit down and take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much I have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. All the times that I cried, keeping all the things I knew inside. It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. If they were right, I'd agree, but then they know not me. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. When did that song come out?
Hang on, let me put my cigar down so I can clap. Woo! Can anyone guess who? Do you guys know who that song is written by or originally performed by? It's one of my favorite songs. Man, that B minor chord is a bitch, though, huh?
It's a bitch, yeah.
You got to just power through that
Power
shit.
through it, yeah.
Um,
You'll notice none of the songs I write have B minors for a reason.
people, no one's guessed that song yet. Man, that is such a good song.
I'm gonna guess it's Cat Stevens, right?
Wait, you're not supposed to just
Oh.
give it a... Yes, it's Cat
I thought we were
Stevens.
just
No, I was asking the
Shoot.
internet world.
sorry, guys.
Uh,
I'll guess the year.
Sheesh, I don't know the year.
I'm gonna guess 73, just because that sounds nice.
Do I have to look it up or something?
Pretty sure I wasn't born yet. I know that.
Running Water guessed Cat Stevens. Maybe that she wins.
Yeah,
And Johnny Cash covered that song too
that's right. Oh, I forgot about that.
in his American Recordings albums.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you want to look that up, you can. The song's called Father and Son.
It's a good song. Okay, last song of the night. This is a song that I wrote called Lines Blur, and it will be in my album that's coming out very soon. And that's all I'm gonna give you. Okay. Vision, I saw you standing there without a care, without a care. This all changed. You were hurt, crumpled there in a chair. From passion for all, it's our gift. Takes us whole and heals the soul. Are we all warriors in the night? In the night, in the night. Trying to make it out alright. Out alright, out alright. One by one, somewhere else, I could hug you in my dreams. 'Cause you are me and I am you, traveling through what each of us do. We are more than it seems. Each of us brings magic through each of us is. Aren't we all warriors in the night? In the night, in the night. Trying to make it out alright. Out alright, out alright. Lines blur when love is near. No separation and no fear. There's so much we can see. We need to let each other be. 'Cause all we are warriors in the night. In the night, in the night. Trying to make it out alright. Out alright, out alright. All we are warriors in the night. In the night, in the night. Trying to make it out alright. Out alright, alright. Woo. Thank you for listening.
Rachel says beautiful song.
Thank you.
And Nancy came back with a hot tip that Cat Stevens, Father and Son.
What was the year?
What did you guess?
I said 73.
1970.
Close enough.
51 years old.
Wow. It's 10 years older than me.
Dreadlocks from Maine. says, Cami, you're putting out great original songs every week. Can you share with us a little about the creative process?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I don't do it every week. I would say on average, it's if I, yeah, on average, it probably takes me somewhere between 1 to 3 weeks to write a song. Kind of just depends. But I have a space that I've dedicated to myself over here that's where I create music, and I try to spend an hour a day on at least just practicing the piano or just playing music. And uh, if I'm writing a song, if I'm in that mode, which I'm not at the moment, I actually just finished a song like a week ago, but my first piano writing song. So I'm pretty proud of myself. But if I'm writing a song, then I try to spend like at least half an hour on it a day. But I guess my main thing I've learned is just to kind of keep at it. Like, don't put it down for too long. Some days are better than others but they all matter in a way. Like some days you feel like no inspiration, I feel stuck. And then the very next day I'll come back and I'll be like, I'll be unstuck for whatever reason. So yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Yep. Sweet. Well, thank you everyone for listening.
All right. Back to reading. Before we finish our little chapter off, I want to tell you guys a few ways. Cami, you need to drink this mocha before I just finish it because I'm pounding it pretty hard right now. A few ways you guys can support this little endeavor of us reading is you could leave a comment here, like just as we're talking, like let us know what you want to know and share it with us how you feel, because that's why we're doing this. The other way is you can buy a copy of the book if you haven't already. It's on Amazon, Audible. You can buy it from our merch store. If you use the coupon code Sunday Service, you get 20% off from our merch store. The other way that's a huge help is if you leave a review on Amazon or Audible. Is there anyone here by chance that has not left a review that is willing to admit it to me? I'll still love you. Not the same, but it'll be less, but I'll still love you until you leave the review, and then I'll love you more. And finally, there's this final way, which I thought I'd let you know. There's this like money sign by the chat thing where I guess you can tip us. And just for, if you tip us $5.25, that's the price of this mocha right here. So you can buy us a drink, as it turns out. And I'm not above letting you know that. I thought I was, but this thing is really good. And if you want to buy us one, $5.25 will get us one next week. But if you don't want to do any of that, I mean, you can do any of those things, one of those things, all those things. But even just by leaving comments, it makes it really fun for us.
Nancy was honest.
Nancy, I haven't yet, but I will. Okay. That means I love you the same, but our relationship is on the rocks. It's just, but I'm glad you're here, Nancy. Christopher Rollins says about 2 more weeks and I'll be buying the book. Why are you waiting 2 weeks, Christopher? Let me know. Oh, you forgot. Well, what are you doing right after this? Because I can help you with some plans. I can encourage you. Okay. The Scott says, need to buy another book. Little brother taking my copy to the UK. Probably won't be getting that back. Just bought the book a few weeks ago. 20% off right now if you use the coupon code Sunday Service at our merch store. The link is in the description of the video. So, and that supports us. Okay, Christopher says, I'm actually just waiting on a new bank card. They said 7 to 10 days. I'm just guessing. Christopher, if you send me your address, I will send you the book right now. and you can pay me when you get the money. Okay, I'm going to work something out with you. Do you see how many books I have? Do you see these boxes right here? These are not decorations. Those are copies, and there's more. See?
There's 16 books in each of those boxes. So you can do the math.
Look, Nancy is leaving a review. Nancy, I love you now, but I just as much as I did. But I'm glad we got through that rocky time in our relationship.
That's not conditional at all.
Oh, it's totally conditional. Okay, no mochas yet, huh? That's okay.
Cool, yo.
All right. Here we are. Easter on the farm. Before starting the trail, we received 2 invitations to stay at people's houses from people who had seen us preparing for the trail on YouTube. One of these invitations came from a couple named John and Nicole, who owned a farm where they helped rehabilitate war veterans. This would be our first night in a home since starting 31 days earlier. You know, now that I'm reading this, I kind of want to mail those people a book.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's.
Nancy says love you too.
Thanks, Nancy. Hey, I actually really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Should we find out if those people have bought a copy? If not,
Or we should send it.
Let's
to
send
them
them one.
regardless.
That's true.
Why not?
We reached John and Nicole's town on March 31st. Whoa. That was
A month ago.
okay. I thought that was yesterday, but I'm in the wrong month, which was Easter weekend. The couple drove an hour to us and an hour back to their house in 2 separate cars. When we arrived, we took our shoes off outside and saw a giant table covered with all our favorite creature comforts. The kids gasped. Rainier saw the juice boxes. Pop, he yelled. Seven started opening the cookies. I'm going to eat them all. These are all our favorite cereals, Dove said. How did you know? I watched the video where you each said your favorite, Nicole explained. I couldn't find Blueberry Morning for you, Ben. I'm not sure if they make it anymore. I just got Golden Grams instead. But John spent all of his allowance on some cigars. John, the husband, I guess they had some allowance thing. And he went and bought, hang on, I need to get to this thing. He bought me cigars and Blueberry Morning cereal. Has anyone had Blueberry Morning cereal out there? I think it was from like the 90s, but I don't think it exists anymore. That stuff is so good. Christopher, send the address to my Instagram account, which is Ben Crawford, but the B is a 3 in the beginning, 3ENCRAWFORD, and just tell me to ship you a book for free, and then you can figure out how to pay me later if you want. Where was I? Okay, I'm trying to do all these things at once. I was blown away. Cammie was too. They brought a French press, she said, smiling wider than I'd seen in days. This was a special treat and such a great way to celebrate our first month on trail. And once again, we felt honored. It felt incredible to unpack our bags in someone else's home, do laundry, and be cared for in this way. It reminded me of that feeling I got when I came home from college for the weekend and my mom prepared all my favorite meals and took care of me. We could relax. It was also awkward to receive so much from strangers with no easy way to repay them. We worried, were we taking advantage of them? But they made it clear they wanted to do this. Nicole told us that she'd watched the YouTube video we'd made of Rainier's birth, which Cammie did at home in a birthing tub, myself and all our kids surrounding her. Since watching that video, Nicole had wanted to meet us. I've always thought we should be friends, she told us. So we had to learn to simply receive, enjoy the time as a gift, and trust that this family knew what they were getting into. So this is where you guys, like, this whole receiving thing, it was such this bizarre phenomenon because here's this family is like spending their allowance on our cigars and driving an hour to pick us up. And it's like, it's weird to say, but it like, I wanted to give them money to say thank you, but in a way I feel like that would have been almost like a slap in the face. You know how people just want to help? And one of the most awesome things we learned you could do is just like let them help. And I don't know, that's where this video, this TED Talk, if you're interested, if you go to the TED Talk and you type in Amanda Palmer, something about asking, is really helpful for that. Because what I learned is like, just by allowing people to help and being the vulnerable ones, sometimes it's actually one of the coolest things you can do in our culture, which is so self-sufficient. And sometimes it's an amazing thing to just let someone help you. Nancy's saying, yes, it feels good to help. Yeah. But it's hard to accept help sometimes. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes I feel like I always want to be the one that's on the helping side because it feels like you owe someone something. So anyways, that was like what we like really learned at this time period. With some space to unwind on their farm, we finally had a chance to talk to the kids and hear their thoughts about what we experienced with CPS 10 days earlier. Of all the kids, Eden had been particularly frustrated by the whole thing. She's typically our quiet one. She doesn't complain or vocalize much. As such, we were surprised when she told us she wanted to make a video about how angry she was with the incident. We supported her wholeheartedly. In the video, she talked about how upset she was that people she'd never met thought they knew what was best for her, or that she and her brothers and sisters didn't have a choice in all this. Here's some of what the kids said in that video. And maybe you guys know this, but in the back, there's links to like all of the videos that are mentioned. It says additional notes and resources in the back of the book. So if you go to chapter 8 here, it lists, it's called The Art of Asking. Okay, that's that video right there that I was telling you about. And then there's a video, we finally weigh our packs, and there's the 1 month review, and there's the new baby birth with family video, even from Cammie's birth, which is our most viewed video on our entire channel, with something like 5 million, 3 million,
3.5.
And there's this video called Child Protective Services, message from the kids. All of those videos, by the way, you can find, or these notes you can find on, I think it's fightfortogether.com. Because I wanted people to be able to access these videos. So all of these sections, that's the kids talking, I just transcribed from the actual video. Eden said, this is about people calling CPS. I was mostly annoyed. If anyone should be telling our parents that they're doing something wrong, it should be us. And there's 6 of us. They're always asking us how we're feeling, and we're not afraid to tell them. Dove said, I felt really, really scared. My mind went to the worst case scenario. We might get taken away. I was angry that whoever reported us would think it would be better that we were taken away from our family than allowed to walk in the woods. And Eden again said, I don't usually want to read the comments on the video, but for these people, I want to reply to everyone. It seems like some of these people have a lot of time on their hands. I don't normally like to talk on camera, but I feel like it's important that the people who are watching this know that they have no idea what's going on. Dove said, on the comments, it feels like people are turning it into a human rights thing, saying we have the right to be comfortable. But that's not how it is on the trail. We're not always thinking about how we have right to comfort. Wishing for comfort does not help you survive. And Memory, who was 12, said, I was really frustrated. The people who are really negative online, you can watch our videos, but you don't get to see the behind the scenes stuff. And you feel like you know everything, but you don't. And Dove said, she was 16 at the time, but we weren't really excited to go on the trail. We weren't really excited to go on the trail, but we trust our parents enough that we could see that even though some parts suck, we would learn a lot, and there would be amazing moments. It felt good to hear the kids were forming opinions on their own, especially since those online were hell-bent on painting our kids as helpless victims. They hadn't heard Cammie and I venting to each other as we walked. It offered us hope that maybe we weren't making a complete mistake. Yeah, there was a kind of a weird moment here, which is that although people online were intending, I believe, to demean us as parents, and probably mostly me, really they were demeaning my kids, because my kids, I think, have even gotten more outspoken than they were 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But the assumption was, these kids must be forced to do this, which is really not a compliment to kids that have taken 6 months off of their life to do something very difficult, as my kids did, most of my kids. We later found out we were reported by someone from the White Blaze Hiker Forum who had also warned the Smoky Mountains National Park Rangers about us. He wrote a post sharing his actions, which he ended by stating, "Now I'm able to sleep soundly." With a statement this straightforward, it was crystal clear why people were intervening. Their primary concern was for their own conscience and peace of mind. The best interests of our children were secondary at best. This created an interesting dynamic. People with limited information, but a lot of passion, could interfere with our family's success, all while trying to take credit for being a good person. We were suddenly happy our videos were delayed until we could get to towns and upload. People online would have more difficulty locating us that way. The one benefit from the wealth of outside opinions was they helped us clarify whose voices we should listen to. It's easy to pay attention to the loudest voices, especially when they come from the authority of the masses and apparent concern for our children. That's like such a son of a bitch with parenting. I feel like people are like, "Oh, I care about you. That's why I'm telling you this." And it's like, I've really learned to just like completely tune out motive, especially what's it called? Alleged motive, like self-proclaimed motive. Because it doesn't matter like if people are trying to help me or not. The question I need to ask is it helpful to me? And that's what determines if I listen or not. Because there's so many people that maybe they mean well, maybe they don't. I don't really care. But actually the opinion is debilitating and harmful for me and for my parenting. And in that case, like focusing on how well-meaning they are, especially when they're going out of their way to say it so many damn times, which should be a red flag, I think. Actually really just gets in the way. So I think our hike, hiking 2,000 miles, it was kind of a hyperbolic, I was going to say archetype, like symbol of what a lot of people deal with on much, much more smaller levels with like in-laws and relatives and fucking, maybe I shouldn't cuss on this. Caring neighbors and all these people at church. All these people are like, "Oh, we love you, but you're basically a crappy parent." It's like, I feel like young parents especially would be doing really good to not hang out with those people. If these people don't instill you with a certain degree of confidence. And it's not even saying that you're like right and those people are wrong, but you just have to do your own thing sometimes and not have everyone's ideas in your head. Hey. Okay, where are we? Yeah. But this made clearer than ever, these people online did not have all the context and they did not really care about our children. They were using our story and even our kids for their entertainment and comfort. So whose voices should we listen to? The answer was clear to Cammie and me. We believe the most important group to hear from was our children. Yeah. I don't want to say too much because I think I wrote about it already. So I'll read it first. And then if people have any comments or questions about this or want to talk about it further, I love this topic in case you can't tell. And this is called the Sunday service. So we can talk about whatever we want. Do you want to read this?
Oh, well, I feel like if you're a single mom in our culture, you get it the worst as far as parenting goes, as far as people thinking that they have. I don't speak from experience, but I do speak from people I know who are single mothers. It's like, I don't know, people just think, oh, they just need help. So I can imagine what that was like for you, Nancy.
Well, and instead of giving like the supportive type of help where they're like empowering you, maybe sometimes I feel like some of the types of help that is coming across as supportive is actually more just empowering to the people that are viewing you as a charity case. She's typing examples. Yeah, I can't even imagine that. Okay. To many in the online community, our kids were one mass, one homogenous representation of what they considered typical childhood wants and needs. They didn't see our kids as we saw them, as 6 individuals with different perspectives, goals, and capabilities, who might agree and disagree seemingly at random. To these people, simplifying our kids' autonomy into a single generalized box was easier than imagining that kids could ever have the kind of self-determination that would lead them to choose short-term discomfort for a long-term benefit. When Eden asked to address the critics online, it further confirmed to us that our kids had voices and weren't afraid to speak their truths. Even though we weren't sure if her video would help us or just add more fuel to the fire, we knew we were setting ourselves up for ridiculous Stockholm syndrome and their brainwashed comments. We thought it was important to encourage our kids to express their opinions, even if someday they might be expressing their opinions against us. If the choice before Cammie and I was to make the online crowd happy or to bet on our relationship with our kids, we knew which side we were on. Our stance was unpopular, but just because our way was different didn't make it wrong. Doing what we viewed as the best job we could as parents was worth the criticism. Doing what was popular would be selling our kids short. And we wanted to send a message to ourselves and to them that our relationship was worth standing up to the masses for. After all, our relationship with our kids would last the rest of our lives. In 10 years, the internet hate engine would be nothing more than a memory. Dun, dun, dun. So one of the things I want to say about the context of this, it's a lot of people don't realize, like, they watch the videos that our kids make and they get all critical about it, but we literally hand a video camera to our kids and allow them to say whatever the hell they want on camera to our audience of 50,000 subscribers, and we don't edit it. Like, that's a big deal for us. So what you're seeing, if you watch our kids on camera, what you see is our kids' honest opinion. Uncoerced, unedited, like whatever it is that they decide that they want to share. It's not to say that it's not filtered, because we don't put everything in our life online. But and I think just the decisions we've had to make as parents it's very extreme on both sides, I think, because of what we've been through, both with the church and with like dealing with online hate, is we've like had to be ruthless with eliminating outside opinion, even like nice things. I don't really, when it comes to parenting, I don't really take a lot of feedback from other people that I don't trust, positive or negative. And then on the flip side, when it comes to our kids' feedback, I don't care if it's the most negative thing in the world. I will listen to every single word of it and consider it the most valid thing, because it's actually, the point is not the advice. The point is the relationship. And as a parent, I think if we tune out the quote unquote bad stuff, the out of control stuff, the emotional stuff, the angsty stuff, whatever it is I don't want to hear, we're really shortchanging the potential for relationship. I mean, imagine if with you and me, I only listen to the nice things, or not to say sometimes I don't want to tune some things out. Okay. I want to catch up on some comments. Scott says, I got others to watch your documentary you put out, and it's funny to see the different reactions to how you all did what you did. Nancy says, I've been a widow since 1995, and it made me stronger and who I am today. That sounds tough. Dreadlock says, yeah, there were critics. How many folks immediately were loving us? A lot of people were very supportive of us, and that's one thing. For the sake of the book, we focused more on the conflict. But, the back of the book, we thank every single family that helped us. And there's 3 or 4 pages. So there's, in addition to the YouTube comments, those are people that helped us in real life. So there are plenty of positive stories. Christopher said, you sent me a message on Instagram. We'll ship that book ASAP. Pay us when you can. The master is speaking. I do not know what that means. All right. If you guys have anything else to say it now. And I'm going to do my spiel again for those of you that are just joining us. Thank you guys for listening. We just finished chapter 8. Next week, we'll read chapter 9. And you can buy the book on our merch store. If you use the coupon code Sunday Service, one word, all caps, you'll get 20% off any of the books, even like the PDF. And if you order the book, it's $20, I think, before the 20% off. And then you get the PDF sent to you for free, like right away. So you can start reading it right away. And I would love it, absolutely love it, is if we had one person fess up to not leaving a comment. I have a feeling there's more than one of you out there that haven't left a review yet. Sorry, did I say comment? That didn't leave a review on Amazon. So if you've been enjoying this experience, if you leave a review on Amazon or Audible or both, you can just cut and paste it. That really helps us out because other people make their decisions based on reviews and stuff. Rose Alia says, it took so long to learn to listen to our own instincts and what is best for our family than to the nosy people who think they are better and know better. Same. What, for us, 18 years, 17 years?
A long time.
Can I say anything else? No.
No.
All right, guys. Christopher, thank you for leaving a review. I read every single one. And I think we have like 5 new reviews since last week. Oh yeah, we have some new videos coming. I have like 6 of them that I'm just waiting to like edit and publish. And all my kids have like jobs now.
Take the camera with them to work.
How's this mocha doing?
Yeah, well,
Jeez, it's all like chocolate syrup in the bottom. All right. Dreadlocks. I 5-starred the book, but I feel a little guilty because I didn't actually buy the book. Hey, you don't have to feel guilty if you didn't buy the book because, wait, why would you feel guilty? Did you want to buy the book? I don't think you need to feel guilty. I appreciate the review. You can listen to it here for free. We're not asking you to buy it if you don't want to buy it. But if you want it, it is supportive to us, but so is leaving a review. So don't, do what's helpful for you guys. Yeah, I don't want anyone to feel guilty about living their life here.
Nope.
But if you can't afford it and you want it, let me know and we'll figure out a way to get you a copy. All right. Thanks, guys. I got to go smoke a cigar now, a real one, instead of these leftovers from Friday. Okay. Have a great Sunday night, you guys, and a great week. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be here same time next week, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
There might be a special musical guest next time, too. All right. Peace out.